More reactions to the order of the president on Zamfara State. The PDP described it as a selective treatment and an attempt to forcefully take over the state government. And the governor of Borno State, Professor Zulum, has again asked President Buhari to bring in mercenaries to help in battling the insurgents in the northeastern region of the country. Hello everyone and welcome to Politics Today live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimbaloya, Channels Television's global headquarters here in Lagos, Nigeria. It's a midweek edition of the program. It's Wednesday and we shall be keeping you up to date on some of your top political stories here in Nigeria for the next 60 minutes. So stay with us everyone as we bring you some of the newsmakers that you need to hear from them, the real perspective on some of the issues in the country. Tonight, we'll take a deeper look at the order of President Muhammadu Buhari on Zamfara State and the strategy to stopping the insurgents and insecurity situation in the country and not allowing it to drift into a failed state. Those are some of what the president came out with yesterday after the National Security Council meeting, where today governors of the Northeast region, where the Boko Haram insurgents have been trading their assault, have come together again to see how they can stop the situation or how they can silence the guns from the insurgents. At that meeting today, hosted by the Bauchi State Governor, the governor of Borno State, where the insurgents attacks have mostly impacted the communities there, again is asking from that the president should they bring in mercenaries to help bring the Boko Haram war to an end. Take a listen to Professor Zulum, the governor of Borno State.
With the current escalation of deadly attacks by the terrorists, the various courses of action being pursued seem to have some limitations in terms of the expected impact. Hence, the need for a new set of pragmatic and result-oriented initiatives to completely subdue the terrorists and ultimately end the insurgency. Again, I want to use this opportunity to call on the federal government to seek for support from our neighbors, especially the Republic of Chad, Cameroon and Niger, with a view to providing a joint action that will look into the possibility of ending this crisis. Furthermore, federal government has to look into the possibility of involving mercenaries with a view to ending the insurgency. Because it seems the commitment is not there. And therefore, for us to end this insurgency, we must be committed enough. We must bring in external support, ensure mercenaries are hired to end this insurgency.
Well then, you heard the governor of Borno State there. Also, what has happened after the release of the Jangabe students in Zamfara State yesterday, President Buhari gave several orders, including banning mining and declaration of no-fly zone in Zamfara State. Tonight, we get the views of the governor of Zamfara State on some of the developments from the decision. But before I bring my special guest tonight on the program to discuss this matter and the outcome of President Buhari's order, let's take a look at some of your political roundup stories.
Oyo and Kwara state governments have agreed to set up a joint committee to address the challenges of internally displaced persons in 13 villages of Kwara state following recent skirmishes in the Ibarapa axis of Oyo state. The joint team is to work out modalities on how the two states can collaborate to address the situation within their territories. The governors announced the position while briefing newsmen at the end of a closed-door security meeting held at the Oyo State Governor's office in Ibadan, the state capital.
We have to be firm and we have to be decisive in dealing with the security challenges that we're currently faced with.
In Yobe State, Governor May Malabuni has sworn in newly elected local government chairmen and councillors and is asking them to execute programs and projects that will have direct impact on the lives of indigents. The elected officials were sworn in at the Government House in Damaturu, the state capital.
The state government will be on the same page with progressive-minded councils whose interests are focused on the welfare of the people.
More reactions continue to trail the impasse created following the Imo State government's move to confiscate some properties linked to the former governor, Senator Rochas Okorocha. A group under the aegis of All Luzonal Patriotic Assembly has condemned the move by a political group also from All Luzon to recall Senator Okorocha from the Senate, maintaining that the purported move does not hold water and is unwarranted.
Thank you so much, everyone. There were some stern warnings to those perpetrating evil in the country, and it appears the federal government has made up its mind to rule them out. Those were the kind of feelers we got yesterday from President Muhammadu Buhari's orders on Zamfara State when a no-fly zone and a ban on all mining activities was declared by the president to curb the rising insecurity in the area and across the country. But the People's Democratic Party, PDP, today has been reacting to President Buhari's order of no-fly zone on Zamfara State, describing it as a selective treatment, an attempt to forcefully take over the state that is governed by the PDP. The National Publicity Secretary of the PDP told journalists in Abuja today that the order looks like an intimidation on the PDP governor. The PDP insists that the president is turning a blind eye to states like Kaduna, Katsina, and Niger State, which, according to him, have similar records of insecurity, including banditry and kidnapping. The PDP further says that the Zamfara State governor to stop all work and stop all security intervention in the state. Well, tonight, we have the governor of Zamfara State, and he will be speaking to us on the latest development after yesterday's orders by President Buhari and the development that has orchestrated or that has necessitated the rejigging of the security architecture in that state. Governor Bello Matawale joins us from Abuja. Thank you, Excellency, for joining us tonight on the program. Perhaps, as you say, congratulations, if that is the right word to use at a time like this, because of the release of those young Nigerians that were abducted by these criminal elements in your state. Now they are back. How does this come to you? It must have been some few days of sleepless nights of you trying to see the rescue of these girls. How does the release come to you?
Well, when I heard the, breaking news of those that kidnapped those children, were contacted their former, unrepentant bandit that they should come and collected those children after about 2 days engagement. I am very happy with the situation, and I can't even measure how I am happy at that moment. So on that very day, I did not sleep because they left Gusau around 11 o'clock in the morning to the area where these children were kept, and they did not come back to state capital till after 4 a.m. in the morning, which were all waiting for them in government house with the security personnel of the state, which will receive these children, and all of them, when released, is unharmed. And since then, people are jubilating with the effort that the government and the security have made to rescue these innocent children.
It's good news to the ears of a lot of parents, a lot of Nigerians who felt, look, it was another abduction too many, because we've seen this happen over and over again. And what is on the mind of a lot of people is, how can we stop this? But give us a sense of what gave way to the release of these girls. Were money's paid? Because we've heard from you at some point, but now that we are talking to you exclusively now, give us an understanding of what gave for the release, in exchange for the release of these girls.
There is nothing exchange to it. We use those that repented, and when we use them, they engage them, and I said they should ask them, why did they do that? As I told you earlier, that some of these guys did not accept our peace accord, and you know there are many where some of them they refuse even to show their face to the government. But those that have you know the good intention of repenting and come back to the society, they are working with the security in order to make sure that the whole state is safe. So when we have the you know the information about the kidnap of those children, myself and the other security of the state, we invited those that repented, and we talked to them that look at what your people is doing. After all, you people have repented, but yet the other group refused to come off to accept our peace accord. So when we talk to them, they say no problem, we shall allow them to go and meet those guys, which they start making their contacts till when they find those who do these abductions, and they went to them about 3 days trying to convince them to release these innocent children. So you see, no matter what people are looking at the peace and dialogue and the reconciliation as an unnecessary effort, to me is very paramount and important for all of us to come up together to do something. Because now without them, these innocent children can be harmed. But because of what we did to those guys, they went on and appealed to those who did not accept the peace accord, and they listened to them, and they released those children unconditionally. All they are asking is that they should be allowed to go to market, to bring in their cows to market, so that the people of vigilante group should not be killing them, and the whole community should allow them to come back to their places so that they can stay with their animals. And we say the government is going to look into that and see how a possible way that we can be able to integrate them. If they accepted the peace accord with the government, then we can provide a place for them where they lived before. Because where they lived before, they were chased by vigilante groups to leave the area completely. Their houses were razed. Some of them, their cow were collected, and some of them were even killed. So they are doing that kind of complaint, which the government now is taking measures to make sure that we are going to reclaim all that places so that at least the state can be safe.
Governor, give us an understanding of where these girls were taken to, and because the understanding we have is that as soon as these kind of crises happen, or when these abductions happen, they swiftly move across the state, across the borders, and across the region, and move very swiftly, making it difficult to get the abductees. Were they released, or were they taken within the Zamfara state border, or were they taken out of the state?
No, it was, you know, Zamfara has a very vast areas, and we border with different states like Niger, Kaduna, Kebbi, Sokoto, Katsina, and Niger. So they are within the exit of Kaduna exit. So when it happens, when I spoke with the security agencies, so they went together with those repentant bandits to the place where these guys promised to bring those children. We provide vehicles with all the security, the army, the police, the Air Force, and everyone to go along with those guys, and they remain in one of the area called Bingi. So the repentant one brought them to the security agencies to convey them from there to the state capital.
So, with what we see, you said there are many, and you've spoken to some have repented, and now, what did the repented ones, the repented bandits, what did they get, or what are they getting that has made them to permanently leave their old bad ways?
Yeah, you know, initially I have a concept that I am doing in the state called Ruga, which we make some settlement for all of them with their grazing reserve, with water canal, as dam, and market, mosques, schools, veterinary hospitals, and hospitals. So they are very happy with that initiative. So all of them are happy so that they can be in one place. And the aims of doing that is to maintain them in one place so that we shall avoid Fulani migrating from one place to another. And they too, they are happy with that, because what makes them sometimes to migrate from one place to another is about the force, which the state government has provided all that amenity in one place so that all of them can remain in one settlement. We have 3 zones which we have already reach about 90% completion on one of the zone, which all of them, most of them have some resettlement where they can stay in that area. The same thing with the other people that where their property were destroyed, the other community, the government is doing some resettlement which the government will give it to them so that at least they can reduce the pain of what happens to them. So these Fulani, most of them, they are tired of doing that business. They are tired of it. And sometimes it's because of their request. They don't have where to go and make their request. They don't have where to go and lodge their request. So when I assume as a governor, I call all stakeholders, including the NSAK, the imams, the traditional institution, the security. We sit down and sort this out. That if we can be able to provide this social amenity, that's the end of the problem. And we are working with that now.
Governor, tell us, are these guys who abducted the Jangebe students, are they Fulani herdsmen? Or what kind, what tribe are they, and where are they from? Zamfara state, or where are they from?
The information we got, some of the media, including one of a reporter from Zamfara, I think he have interviewed some of them. They say there is Dakarakari, that is the people from Zuru in Niger State, and they say most of them are Hausa, and some are Fulani. In fact, they are even asking the school children that they should be praying for them. So they say it's different entity. Because we thought it's all Fulani, but when some of your reporters has interviewed the children, they have identified some of these guys. In fact, one of the girls was even telling us that she can identify, she know one of them who is Hausa, and he used to come to Jangebe market, and she promised that anytime he come to the market in Jangebe, she can be able to identify him, and she will show it to the security, which the Inspector General, the Commissioner of Police and other security has taken measure about that, which they have taken the name of the girl, and we want to set it up that during the market, this girl so that she can go and identify that man, because she says he is living in the same village in Jangebe, which she knows him, and she's going to identify the person.
Governor Matawale, please stay with us. We need to take a break on the program, our first break on the program. And when we come back, there are lots to talk about on this matter. Don't go anywhere, everyone. We'll be right back with our conversation with Governor Bello Matawale on the East situation in the country. We'll be right back.
Channels Television's breaking news.
Thank you so much, everyone. Some news just coming in. We understand now that the Amalgamated Union of Foodstuff and Cattle Dealers of Nigeria have lifted the ban on transportation of food items from the northern region of the country to the south. Amalgamated Union of Foodstuff and Cattle Dealers of Nigeria have lifted the ban on transportation of food items from the northern region of the country to the south. We understand that there was a meeting mediated by the governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, who led a team to the State House, and after the meeting, it was disclosed that they have decided to lift the ban. So let's get back to the conversation with our guest tonight on the program, the governor of Zamfara State, Governor Bello Matawale. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for talking to us tonight.
Thank you.
Governor, let's look at some of the issues that have come up from yesterday. So the NSA, General Mungono said yesterday that they are going to employ non-kinetic instruments in ensuring that peace is restored, and which means that some of the part of the forest are going to be flushed out, which means also that non-state actors, according to the NSA, are going, they are being monitored according to the brief that came out of that meeting yesterday. In the process of what is now called the Zamfara template, are you sure that the forests are now free of these elements in the process of you trying to negotiate and grant them amnesty?
Well, as a governor, all I need is how to flush this bad element from not just Zamfara State, but for the whole country. So if I can be able to speak to them, I could have give them more insight on the best way to do so. And to my surprise that I expected the National Security Council to invited me so that they can hear from me and they can get more information and usable information how to go about this issue. You know, this issue, I inherited it for the first 8 years. That is the business that has been done in Zamfara State. And I have already inherited a state of war in Zamfara State. But with what I initiated, we have achieved a tremendous successes on what I have initiated of this dialogue. But fine, all we need, any responsible governor, any responsible citizen of this country, he wants his people to be safe. So this is a very welcome idea and very welcome initiative that if the security agency can be able to flush this bad element, this is all we need, and this is all what we are saying. Because if they have been flushed out, we cannot even come up with the issue of dialogue with them. People are saying amnesty. It's not about amnesty. What amnesty means is maybe if the federal government provides some huge amount of money. I was in National Assembly when the amnesty was granted to the people of Niger Delta, and I know how much we voted for that amnesty. But on what people have been talking about amnesty, nobody give anything for the amnesty of these people. We only convince them to give them some what do you call it, trading in various skills as skill accusations. That's all the government is doing. We are not giving them kobo, we are not giving them anything. So, but if people talk about amnesty, it's like people who are thinking that a huge amount of money were collected and give to them. No, no single kobo was given to any of them who repented. Nothing was given to them. Some of them, due to the preaching of some Islamic scholars in the state that we engage, to follow them, convince them and preach to them. So they submitted themselves to government and the Malams, so that they repented. You know, so when they come, all they are asking is they want to join Islamic school, they want to go back to secondary school so that they should further their educations. So it's not something that government is giving them anything, no. So to me, this decision that was taken is very, very good and accepted by me. And all I need, and all what Nigerians are looking is, how can this bad element be flushed from all corners of this country? So this is not something to worry about it. This is something that we're waiting for. This is something that we want the federal government to do with immediate effect.
Your party has come out to say that what the federal government has declared is a stylish way of trying to declare a state of emergency in your state. Do you agree with that stance?
No, you see, I'm a parliamentarian. I was in the House of Reps for almost 12 years. I know what happens during Obasanjo when he declared state of emergency at Plateau State, which it was challenged, and the Supreme Court has reversed it. So maybe people doesn't know what is the emergency rules they are talking about. The emergency rule means that they shall put more security in the area so that they can flush out all the criminals. And you know, if it is about that, it's not happened just in Zamfara alone. It has started in Katsina, and it has started in Chibok, and Dabchi, and Katsina, and Kagara, not just Zamfara State. So if the National Security Advisor think that he can do something about it, let all these states, not just Zamfara, all the northern states, most of the states that were affected, shall be put that emergency, so that all of the governors will welcome that, because all we need is how can this bad element be flushed from our territory. So it's not about the emergency or that. No, what it means is how can they put more security so that they can secure all the areas in northern part of the country, not just northern part, in all Nigeria, because so many crises and everywhere is there. And even in Nasarawa, when I was chairman of House Committee on National Security, about 19 DSS staff were killed in Nasarawa State. I know how we suffered for that time. And since that time, people have been saying that helicopter used to bring weapons to the bandit in Nasarawa, blah, 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 blah. So if that shall be, it shall be extended to most of the states that are involved in this crisis. That is what is supposed
Are you intimidated in any way, Governor Matawale, because that is a claim of your party, the PDP, that the order of yesterday is meant to intimidate you?
How can I be intimidated? Remember that it was God giving me this, and I have been telling it to people. If I know my resigning as a governor can make the people of the Zamfara State to sleep with both their eyes closed, and if I know if I can resign, the whole scenario in Zamfara State will finish. I assure you that I can resign today. I'm not that power mongers. I'm not, since when I come to this power, I'm not that very zealous that I must be a governor. No, because I'm doing it because of my people. If not because of my people, I will not be having a sleepless night trying to protect the life and the property of the people of Zamfara State. You know, and how did the decision of Mr. President of no fly zone, you know, you see, I accept it and I agree with that, because if the National Security Advisor think that there is some, people even doesn't know that Zamfara doesn't have aircraft. I mean, we don't have airport. Zamfara doesn't have airport. So there are some states that has airport and they are encountering these kind of situations. What happens to those states that has airport and encountering this problem? How many times that we had that aircraft used to go to Benungwari and other places and dropping weapons? How many times did we hear that? And for the first 8 years that the former governor was acting, I mean, you know, he even resigned as a chief security officer of the state. For the first 8 years, Zamfara is encountering with this kind of problem. We never had anything about that. So it's something that people has, as I said, I told the Security Council shall invite me so that I can come and inform them and give them more information that can help them and do whatever they want to do.
But Governor, confirm to us, because the report that we have is that helicopters are being used to transport and drop weapons for these bandits. Does that happen in your state?
It was just misinformation. It was misinformation. Nobody, and if anybody has that proof, he shall prove it beyond any reasonable doubt. And as the Chief Security Officer of my state, security of lives and property of my people is my primary responsibility. I therefore support any measures that is aimed at eliminating the menace of banditry in the state. As for the ban on mining, I have no problem with that because already there is ban on it. That is my knowledge. There is ban on mining, illegal mining in Zamfara state. And His Excellency the President has approved about 10 companies that should engage on doing mining activities in the state, which the Ministry of Mines and Power here in the national has given them license to. So the president, I believe, is not talking about mining, banning everything, but the illegal mining. And even the state today, I just, inaugurated a committee on illegal mining that can work with federal government, because no matter what it is, as a stakeholder, we have to be involved so that we can be checking all the effort that is going on in mining and illegal mining in the state. Both the state and federal government has to put hands together and join hands so that they can be able to fight this disease.
But Governor, recently, you just about a year ago, you launched the Zamfara gold mining deposits, where you said that you will be working with the local artisanal miners in the state. You started with a 31 kg of processed gold for that deposit. Are you saying that this decision will not affect business-wide, economy-wise, and the monies or the IGRA going into the pocket of Zamfara State?
No, you know there is artisanal miners which was licensed by Federal Ministry of Mines and Steel. It was licensed, and they have their license, and they used to go to the field. They have their areas where their license were covered, and these are the people that if they go and mine it, they will bring it to a state capital where they have a gold market. And based on what I understand and the information I have, that many gold has been taken away from the state to another countries. And I discussed with the central bank then that they should come in and make sure that they shouldn't allow anything going out of the country. So based on the limited resources we have, I say let the state government start purchasing from those individuals so that the state government has something that it shows. And let me tell you, I personally come out sincerely to inform the federal government what is happening in Zamfara State. An APC governor who was a governor for 8 years never come to disclose what is happening in the state. But I believe by what I did, the federal government can initiate something better that can benefit both the federal and the state. So that's why I inform Mr. President of all what is happening in the state, so that the federal government and President, he have a good listening ears, that he listen and he take action about it. And when I discuss with him, he informed the Minister of Mines and Steel to implement what we discussed, which the Minister of Mines and Steel has implemented that. It's not the state government doing so. It was the minister that has the responsibility of issuing license to those that are eligible, any Nigerians. As I said, we have many people from even the east and the south who has license, who are in Zamfara State. And that proceed of what they are getting is coming back to Ministry of Mines and Steel, which is being shared during the allocation of the state and federal allocations of Nigeria. So this is something that people need to understand things before they jump into conclusion. As I said, the state government, during my administration, is to straighten how things can be done according to the law. It has a law all these things that we're talking about, it is under Ministry of Mines and Steel, and nobody will give you any paper or any letter unless that ministry. And even under office of the Inspector General of Police, there is a team of more than 100 illegal miners team that are working in Zamfara State. When they come to Zamfara State, I am the one who provides them the vehicles. I give them accommodations. If I am not sincere, or if I mean something fishy, I will never ever allow that to come to the state. Because for the first 8 years, that the former governor never allowed anyone to enter the state, rather to secure people that Zamfara has bandit. So most of the investors cannot be able to travel to Zamfara State, so that they should not know what is happening in the state. Whereas during my time, I sincerely come out genuinely and inform Mr. President that this is what Zamfara says, in order to provide some people, some credible companies, which we travel with Mr. President to Russia, and Mr. President, we met with many investors who shows interest to come to Zamfara State so that they can be able to harness what the Zamfara State, which Mr. President agreed with that. So it's something that people have been saying Nigeria is in recession. I thought the government will do a thorough investigation on this issue so that they should go and tap what Zamfara has. We have a lot of mineral resources. We have iron ore, we have copper, we have gold, we have so many minerals, which I believe in federal. We have even rhodium. Today the rhodium, how much is rhodium? So is the federal government supposed to at least work with the state government to bring indigenous companies and bring a partners outside so that they should come and harness what the Zamfara has. I believe you, if the federal government is serious on this issue, if they bring some investors in Zamfara State, in the next 4 to 5 months, Nigeria will be out of any recessions. I know what is in Zamfara State. I was the first commissioner for solid minerals in the state, and it was during my time that the survey was conducted and has a lot of mineral resources in the state. And even Mr. President has said it when he was a military, when he's the head of state. He said he ordered for muffin in the northern Nigeria, and it was discovered that Zamfara is one of the richest states in Nigeria. So I thought now the people or the NSA could advise the National Economic Council and National Security Council the best way to harness these resources that the state has, rather than to say that a no-fly zone or to ban illegal mining or mining. No, let us sit down. Let us sort this. Let the people understand how this thing is working. It's not the state government is giving license. It's federal government is giving license. We have a mining officer in Zamfara State, and the minister is working. He knows everything in Zamfara State. Nobody has any document. And it was during my time, more than 22 foreign nationals, including Chinese people, were arrested. It was me, I arranged for that arrest, and we brought them to Inspector General of Police, where Mr. President approved for their deployment to their various countries. And these people, including people from Burkina Faso, since then, nobody is in that area. Zamfara is calm. Anybody can go, any investors can come to Zamfara. But for doing this, people will be scared with all the potential that the state has. So this is the right time that the federal government shall wake up to the responsibility and make sure that some informed information on, through information should be discarded. So that is my stand about that.
All right, just a quick one before we go on our break, another break, Governor. You said you have many revelations over the abductions, that Nigerians will be shocked to know people behind the abduction of the students. Now, out of our consultative forum, Afenifere and Pandev, this group have asked you to declare the abductors of the school who are the real identities. Can you tell Nigerians who these people are?
Yes, the security of the state are aware that when we are trying to rescue these children without paying ransom, but other people are behind talking to them, that money will be given to them, that they shouldn't release it to state government. This is a complete sabotage for my government, And we have a lot of intelligence, which is, we have the document which we're going to, you know, it's not something we're going to discuss on this, but I'm going to inform the relevant authority so that they should be informed, and we give them our own record that we have so that they should take care of that.
But who are these people?
And can you
mention
names? Even the watchman of the school, the children has mentioned that when they were there, when after releasing them, the bandit was telling them that they should greet the watchman for them. They even mentioned his name, that he is the one who give them the go ahead to come. He was involved. So they have said this in front of Commissioner of Police in Zamfara State. So this is, but I assure Nigerians that investigation will be carried out, and all people involved will be known.
Let's take a breather, but when we come back, more on these abductions and the step in stemming the tide of this insecurity in the country after the break. Join us again. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Let's continue our conversation with the governor of Zamfara State, Governor Bello Matawale. In a lot of Nigerians are really, at the moment when you made that statement, that Nigerians will be shocked. And some of these groups have said, give us the idea, because if this thing needs to be to stop, we need to expose those who are behind it. Give us more information as to those who are behind it. Are there those in government? Because let me give you a clue as to the reason why I'm asking this question, Governor. There is a video that surfaced online, which of course we cannot verify here at Channels Television, but it is disturbing. It indicates that some elements some of these bandits are indicating that some elements in government were perhaps sponsoring or supplying weapons. They said they gave them AK-47, and the fact that it was when this government elements supplied them this AK-47 that they came across these weapons for the first time. I don't know if you've seen that video. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, but that, if you look at that interview, it was done in Kaduna, not in Zamfara State. It was a bandit in Kaduna stated that when Ahmed Gumi went to one of the village, and the man even swear with Quran that some people from the government was giving them, and that bandit is in Kaduna, not in my state. But you see, like what happened even today, when our people, the Commissioner of Police, the security, the army, and everyone went there to return these children, the youth leader of APC instigated the villagers together with Ensakai. They prevented the arrest of the watchman because they are aware. That indicates that people were aware. And even the revelation that these children made before the CP of police, they said that the people that were giving them that target are the people from Jangibi, from the same village, that they were even received from the outskirts of the village to the school. They even informed the girls that they don't even know that there is a girls' school in Jangibi, but people from Jangibi have given them that target. And as what happened today, you can confirm from the Commissioner of Police of Zamfara State, the APC youth leader of the Jangibi ward instigated the villagers to be throwing stones to army, to police, and everybody, because they wanted to arrest that watchman. So, but as I said, a proof is going to take place, and the truth will come out. As I told you, we don't want to preempt what is happening, because the collaborators will understand where we are going, so they are going to, you know, form another scenario or form another drama. So they celebrated, because like if you talk to Bongadi, I saw when he was talking, the one is a broadcaster at Vision FM. Luckily, he was in Zamfara when it happens that day. So many APC stakeholders were celebrated. In fact, someone had did a very big rally with drums and everything, singing, appreciating. What kind of human being is this? What kind of heartless human being is this? You can ask from Vision FM or Foreign Water Television. He saw it by himself. And we have the video. The same day that the things happened in the morning, this guy coming out publicly, jubilating, and he was dancing in the Guso metropolis. So this is something that people are happy with whatever happened, particularly if it is negative in the state. And we have a lot of information. With the security has some of them. With some of them were arrested even before. They were released, or some of them will not be allowed to be taken into custody by the security. So this is the issues that, as I said, we are going to sort it out with the security agency so that the people and the whole country will understand the gravity of what is happening in these activities of banditry. So people are taking advantage of it, so information and classified names will be mentioned when appropriate times come.
Governor Matawale, quickly, there is one thing that comes to mind. One of the testimonies of the abducted girls, of course, who have been released, claimed that she saw her father in with the bandits as one of the abductees there. Are there any other abductees with the bandits? Can you confirm to us?
Yeah, I know this is something that sometimes it happens we will not know, because sometimes, as you know, during when some of these bandits, when they subscribe to our peace initiative, they used to bring those people that they are under their captivity. So you see different people from different states, from even different nationals, because as I told you, some nationals were released by the bandits. What I assume, particularly someone from some people from Korea, and even some people from Niger Republic, even from Ghana. So it is different camp, and the camp is between Kaduna, Shiroro, Niger, and Katsina. So they are working together. So sometimes those that accepted the peace accord, they normally, we beg them to bring those that, and some of them I wouldn't be able to, once they accepted, they will say, okay, we'll bring our weapons and we'll bring those that are under us, and they will swear with Holy Quran that they will never go back to that kind of business.
When we spoke with Sheikh Gumi, he said that those elements, the bandits, that they're really not bandits, that they are fighting an ethnic war. Do you agree?
You know, the word bandit is someone who is criminal, and we have them. We have the criminals. That is the truth. We have the criminals. But as a sheikh, you know, you have to use an Islamic, methodology, and when he is in front of them, he cannot call them in that name. But we will openly call them as that bandit, and like what some of them take as a bandit is once you are carrying AK-47. Of course, if you are carrying any AK-47, you are a criminal and you are a bandit. And if the government has any means of, clearing such kind of people, that is what we want. But some, they have some good intentions. That some of them, they were pushed to do so because of what happens to them, because of some injustice that was happened to them. Some they will tell you that in their presence, their father, their mother have been killed. Some they will say even their mother have been raped in their presence. So some of them with that trauma, they can be able to just conclude that let them go and join this kind of criminals so that they can be able to take revenge. That's what some of our Malan used to go there and preach to them so that they can radicalize them and make sure that they repented and come back to the society and bring back all their weapons so that they can be in their normal life activities.
Governor Bello Matawale, governor of Zamfara, said Thank you indeed for some of the thoughts that you've shared with us, and we hope that peace will return to your state as soon as possible. Thank you indeed, Your Excellency, for talking to us on Channels Television.
Thank you very much, you. Thank you.
Well, that's our show for tonight, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Sean Wakimale. Bye for now.